Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. This is going to be the monthly dust collectors Get Ready With Me. I started this about a year ago with my good friend Verity. She is Red Dirt and Stardust over on her channel, but two others have joined in recently. The first one is Kim and her channel is Teachers Love Beauty, and the fourth one is Amy and her channel is Curly Loves Books and Beauty, I think. I will have everybody's channels linked down below, and I hope you check them out so that you could see what products they chose and how their Get Ready With Me turned out. They're all sweethearts and I'm sure you would love them, so check them out. All right, so it is July. Holy crap, it is July. I have gone back to my box of products that I picked for my summer Shop My Stash. They're all living in this shoebox now. And I've pulled some products to use for today's Get Ready With Me. I was back and forth about which palette to choose. I was really having a hard time deciding. But in the end, I decided to go with this beauty. This is the Sephora Pro New Nudes palette, and I've never used it even once. I wanted to collect all of these, and I think at some point there might have been like 7 of them, and I wanted all of them. And these palettes were like, I don't know, $70 a piece, so they weren't cheap, and I wanted all of them, but this is the only one I got, and I've had it for 2 years, and I've never used it. So I am not sure which route I want to go. I'm thinking some of these orangey shades along with this shimmery shade right here. The more I look at this palette, the more I realize it is mostly mattes. There are only a few shimmer shades, which is fine, but yeah, it's a lot of mattes in this palette, and I'm okay with that. But I'm thinking these shades down here and this shimmery, like pinky orangey shade that I'm kind of obsessed with this summer, like my melon pigment that I've been working on in my labor of love it. So basically, if you don't know, I'm a project panner, and for the most part, I stick with the items that I have in projects from day to day when I'm putting on my makeup, but this is my one cheat day of the month, and I play with makeup that's not in a project and do a Get Ready With Me. Verity pitched this idea to me last year, and I just thought it was such a good idea, so I've been having a lot of fun. I do often feel guilty on my cheat days, which is so silly and weird, but it's funny. It's funny how you feel a little guilty for cheating on the products you feel like you're supposed to be using. I'm especially feeling it this time because I've had so many non-makeup days in the past month where I just didn't wear any makeup at all, which rarely happens, but if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen in July. Like, I'm not gonna put on a full face of makeup to go to the beach. So lots of no makeup days, and then today's not working on project panning. I'm gonna start with bronzer. This is the blush, I think it's called Amaretto, from the Jaclyn Hill and Becca Champagne Collection face palette. I think this is marketed as a blush, but I love this as a bronzer. I recently had this entire palette in Project 10 uses, so this isn't that dusty. It's not the dustiest product I have in my collection, but I did pick this palette from my summer Shop My Stash, so I figured I'll use the bronzer. I did pick out a different highlight, so I'm not going to use the highlighters or the blush in this palette, just this bronzer. And I do apply it quite high on my cheeks, kind of up here. I don't like go down here and contour with it. I just kind of dust it over the back half of my cheeks and my forehead. But this is one of those ready blushes or bronzers that I feel makes me look super tan, even when I'm not, and I love it. I love it, I love it. And for highlight, I pulled out this Morphe highlighter. This is in the shade Spark. This was totally purchased because of Kathleen Lights. I specifically remember her raving about this in a favorites video, and I had to have it. Never used it, so I pulled it out for today's video because I do think this shade would be better suited for me in the summer. It's funny because when I look at Kathleen Lights on camera, I think of her as very pale. I think of her as very light skinned, possibly lighter skinned than I am. But a lot of the products she recommends are actually often a little too deep for me. So I have no idea what I was about to say. There are little people running in and out of this house nonstop, but I think I was saying that a lot of times when I purchase products based on her recommendation, especially face products, they end up looking a little darker than I think they will. and it seems to work great for her, but we'll see. I've been saving this for summer because it just looks like it would be too dark for me in the winter time, but I've never worn it, so what do I know? I figured today I could talk to you guys about like my kind of summertime bucket list, because I've been off of work for almost a month now, and I figured now might be a good time to kind of check in and see if I'm accomplishing the goals that I have set for myself. Because I am a procrastinator. For example, today is the day I'm supposed to be posting this video, and I'm just filming it now. It's 10:30 and I'm just filming the video that's supposed to be up today. Procrastinator Paula, that is me. I certainly don't think that's too dark of a highlight for me, at least not now with a little bit of tan. I don't know if it's the most beautiful highlight either, but it's all right. What did I want to say? So, summer bucket list. So not only am I a procrastinator, but I'm one of those people that when I set goals, I set the most unrealistic, ridiculous goals ever. Like, I want to put my entire life back together from start to finish over a weekend kind of goals. That's how I roll. So usually I end up disappointing myself, even though I did a lot of good things or I accomplished a lot. I'm still disappointed because I just set some unrealistic goals. Next, I'm gonna go in with my blush. I pulled out this NYX Grinding Blush in Sangria in Madrid. It is a very deep shade, and I ground it when I did that video, so there's probably enough product in there already for me to apply it without grinding more, because a little bit goes a long way with this shade. But I suppose I could divide my summer bucket list up into 3 parts. One part would be the things that I want to do for my kids, the things I want my kids to accomplish over the summer. The second part would probably be the things that I want to accomplish for myself, as far as like getting my life together, like clean the whole house, film a YouTube video every day, and, you know, catch up on comments, things that aren't necessarily the most fun things, but things that if there's a time to get it done, it's summer, because I have more time and I would feel good if I had them done. And then and catching up on my Instagram posts, which I still haven't done. I'm afraid this is gonna be too much, so I'm going in very carefully. And then of course, oh yeah, too much. And then of course the third thing would be like things that I would love to do for myself, like read more books or watch a lot of YouTube, or what else would I like to do? Yeah, basically sitting around and reading and watching TV would be like what I would like to do for myself. These kids keep knocking on the door. If you guys have been with me long enough, you will all remember Walter. That's Walter. All the kids are outside, but he's knocking on the door. At least he's knocking. Okay, so I know I just applied highlighter and blush, but I cannot help myself. That blush was a matte blush, so I'm gonna go ahead in with this Becca, what is it called? The Shimmering Skin Perfector in Own Your Light, and I'm gonna kind of use this as a blush topper / highlight. Again, this is another one of those products, like if there's a time to use it, it is summer. Probably a little bit too much for the winter time. And that's kind of how I've been using that shade from my Pan That palette, which normally I would go in after blush and highlight and just tap and just kind of dust it over the apples of my cheeks. I have pretty big apples. Prominent apples. Yeah, this is actually a lot like the shade from my Pan That palette that I'm using, like this. Isn't that funny? I just put 2 and 2 together. I often do that very late in the game. Okay, so the face is done. Let's move on to eyeshadows and go back to my bucket list. So I already showed you guys which shadows I'm going to be using. I'm going to be going for some of these orangey shades and the shimmery gold. So I'm not going to talk specifically about the shadows. I'm going to try and focus on talking about my bucket list. Let me move you closer. So I just went to the bathroom and my cheeks are glowing in the bathroom with no light on. They're very glowy. All right, so as far as my bucket list for my kids, I'm very happy with how things are going. My kids started music lessons actually before the school year ended, so right around the beginning of June, they both started music lessons. Ron is playing piano and Hazel is playing violin. They chose those instruments, not me. And they are doing so well. They're taking lessons weekly and they're practicing daily. And it is so nice to hear them progressing and working so hard. And so far, it doesn't seem like they've lost any motivation for it. I mean, they don't want to practice every day, but they don't. When I think back to when I was taking lessons and like the knockdown, whining, crying, bargaining I would do with my mother to get out of practicing was epic. And I'm sure those days will come for my kids, but for now, they're still really enjoying it. So we're gonna go ahead and keep the music lessons going past the summer. At first, I was just committing for the summer. Like, we'll see how it goes. We'll try it for the summer, and if it's a thing, we'll take it from there. And if it's not a thing, we'll say, okay, we tried that, and we'll move on. But they really are both seem to be enjoying it, so that's really exciting. So far, I've only used 2 shadows, but they're super pigmented and beautiful. Just gorgeous. Everything I wanted from this palette. Everything that was claimed of this palette by other YouTubers. We've also been doing other things. We've gone to the beach once, which was amazing. My son's teacher gave us their old boogie boards. Her kids are now like end of high school, beginning of college age. And she reached out to me and said, hey, I'm clearing out my garage. We're having a graduation party. Come and get whatever you want. And they had like extra baseballs and softballs and helmets, but they had these 2 boogie boards that they were trying to get rid of. So we took those. She actually invited us to her house, which is amazing. I don't even want to give parents my phone number, let alone my address. No way. She invited us to her house to come to her yard and pick out some stuff to take home. And so we took the boogie boards to the beach and the kids had so much fun. They were out in the water for like 5 hours, which is just amazing because I still sometimes forget that they're like kids now. They're not little kids. Like when they were little, they didn't have the stamina to do like an all-day event. We could go to the zoo and we would still be home by noon because that's all they could handle. And now they're getting to that age where they can go for hours, and it's amazing to see because at like 1 o'clock or maybe almost 2 o'clock, they're like, we're hungry. I didn't pack a lunch to go to the beach. I packed a couple of snacks and some drinks, but I didn't pack any lunch because I didn't think that they were gonna want to be there that long. And at 1 o'clock, they were like, we're hungry. And I was like, okay, there's a concession stand at this beach that we went to. So I told them we could go to the concession stand, get some food and eat and go back to swimming, or we could just go home and eat at home. And they were like, no, we want to keep swimming. So that was cool. So we stopped and had lunch. What's that dog doing over there? Lay down, girl. And then they kept on playing and having fun. Move it. Okay. Move it. You gotta move it. You gotta move it. No, you just gotta scoot forward until the pedal comes a little bit further forward. There you go. There you go. Keep going. Look where you're going. Use your brakes.
Whoa, Mom!
Did you do it?
Yes!
So today, actually, I'm gonna take them to do rock climbing. So in our town, they have a facility that offers rock climbing. And we've never done that. I've never felt like the kids were old enough or ready enough to do it, but I feel like they are now. So I'm gonna have to take the kids there at 4 o'clock and do a training. I'm gonna have to go through a training to learn how to use the harness system. And then they're gonna rock climb for a couple hours. So I'm really excited for them to try that, especially for Ron. I mean, what started it was the other day, he's like, I just want to climb. And I was like, you have a trampoline in the backyard. Go jump your brains out. He's like, no, Mom, I don't want to jump. I want to climb. And I thought, you know what? We need to go check out this climbing place, because if you want to climb that bad, there's a facility that we could walk to. So they are going to be trying that today, and I hope they have a blast. I hope they sleep like little angels tonight. They're going to bring a friend. So there's 3 of them going. Walter's older brother. So overall, I feel like my bucket list for the kids is going well. I have been having them do some like academic enrichment every day as well. Not much. Along with the music practice, I would say for Hazel, it's like 45 minutes a day. And for Ron, it's like an hour a day. So Ron's probably doing a half an hour of piano practice and a half an hour of like math and reading. And Hazel's probably doing like a half an hour of math and reading and 15 minutes of violin practice. So it's not too much. And really the truth is, if they weren't doing that, they would just be watching YouTube. I mean, they could watch YouTube all day long. And so most days it's too rainy or too hot to play outside all day long. They'll just melt out there. So they play outside for a little while and then they want to come in and watch videos. So instead of watching videos, sometimes I have them do like math and reading and writing. So like Hazel's practicing writing her first and last name. Ron can write a paragraph. And I never thought I would be that mom. I really didn't think I would be that mom. It kind of came out of the whole COVID thing. Last summer, well, even in the spring when I realized I had to take over some responsibility with facilitating my kids' education, like you can't just sit back and watch them do nothing. So I started having them do work. And when I realized how much of a struggle it was to get them to start, and once they were finally working voluntarily, like let me get this work done so that I could go back to playing, I thought, we don't want to ruin that spirit. I love that spirit. Procrastinator Paula should have that spirit, but she doesn't. And if my kids have that spirit, that's a good thing. So we've just kind of kept it going this whole time. So we do little extra work here and there. So I'm very happy with how it's going as far as them. As far as me, not going as well. My bucket list has not been filled. I'm going in with that shimmery shade. I hope it's as good as these mattes. I hope it's not a dud. This is the shade Sun-Kissed. Oh, yeah, it's not a dud, it's beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love it. I felt like it was gonna be kind of a dud, but nope, it's beautiful. I did get together with a friend. She started out as a friend of a friend, and then she became my friend. But she used to host a book club that I belonged to for years, and we did book club together for many, many years. There was maybe like 7 or 8 of us at one point, maybe even 9, that would get together at her house or her mom's house. Her mom was one of the people of the book club. And we would do like a book a month. And I just loved being part of a book club. I loved it so much. I loved the discussion about the books after they were read, but I was always so excited to see what book we picked. I liked not having to choose what book. I liked getting all these recommendations from people and opening up a book that I knew nothing about to see what it was about. Like, that part was so exciting. It's kind of like project painting, like when you're first starting a project pan and you're picking out all these items to put in a project. It's that same kind of excitement, and I got that from the book club. And we had to stop a few years ago because my friend's father passed away. And so it kind of all fell apart. We were all getting really busy, and we haven't done the book club for years. So anyways, she had a birthday party at her house this past month, and we all got back together. And I was kind of talking to everybody like, I really miss the book club. I really miss seeing you guys. I would love to do the book club again. And everybody agreed that we should start up the book club again. So the book club is back, and I'm very excited. I think our first book is going to be discussed in about a month. So like the 3rd week of August, maybe the 4th week. I don't know, but I'm super duper excited about it. I'm going in with that shimmery purple shade called Dewdrop as an inner corner highlight. So that's good. I haven't actually done anything for that yet, but I'm excited about that possibly starting up. I don't know how I'm going to fit in a book a month with everything else I have going on, but I will make it happen. I will do what it takes. And as far as getting my house clean, still hasn't happened, so spoiler alert. I'm still not caught up on Instagram posts. I'm still not caught up on YouTube, and I'm still not caught up on my house cleaning. And I'm not posting videos every day. My posting schedule for YouTube is about the same as it was during the school year. So there's still about 1 more month left in the summer before I have to go back to work. I'm not happy about that, but that means there's still time to get some of this done and to keep working on my bucket list. I think I have put on all of the products except for my lip products. So I'm gonna get off camera right now, do eyeliner and mascara, some setting powder and some setting spray, and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. All we have left is the lip product. I didn't choose one ahead of time because I wasn't sure which direction I was gonna go with this eye look, but I did pull just an absolute ton of peachy lip products from my summer shop, my stash. So I'm sure I will have no problem finding something that will go with this look. It's just warm neutrals everywhere. Kind of miss warm neutrals being a thing. Were they ever not a thing? I don't know. Too pink? Too nude? Okay, I think we have a winner. It's a combo. First, I'm going to go in with this Revlon Kissable Balm Stain in Rendezvous. I could totally be done right there. All right, just for giggles, I'm going to go ahead and put this Bare Minerals Marvelous Moxie in Show Off in the center of my lip, just to top it off. It looks like a pinky nude with like a peachy shift. Oh, oh. That was a bit more milky than I was expecting it to be, but I love it. Oh my gosh, that smells like mint chocolate chip or something. Oh my gosh, I could eat this. I think that turned out pretty well. All right guys, here is the finished look for my dust collectors. Get ready with me. I know it's kind of predictable to go with warm peaches in the middle of summer, but this is all I want to wear like every day. And with this yellow shirt, I just kind of feel like sticking with warm peaches. Plus last month I did kind of a bluish greenish look, so I figured I could stick with my comfort zone for this month. But basically these are the shades that I've been wearing from day to day, kind of neutrals, just a lot of neutrally eyeshadows from day to day when I am wearing makeup. I absolutely loved every shade I used in this palette. I am so happy I'm finally using it for the first time. I could have gone so many different directions. I definitely thought about sticking with the two purples, and then I was like, no, that's more spring, less summer. Then I thought about going with these kind of like dusty, rosy shades. Then I was like, no, that's more fall than summer. I thought about going with these like pinky shades, which could have also worked, but in the end, I went with these kind of peachy, orangey shades, and I just love this look. I definitely think this palette could be used year-round, and if it wasn't so much product, I would consider it for a pan that palette, because I think I could use this every day of the year, no matter what season. However, this is pretty intimidating for a pan that palette, so at least I've used it once now. Everything else that was in this dust collectors I've used at least once, except for these two. This was my first time using this Bare Minerals Marvelous Moxie lip gloss and my Morphe highlighter in the shade Spark. I loved both of these. I don't know if this is like my favorite highlighter ever, but I think it gives a beautiful summery glow, and I don't have anything really bad to say about it. I've really been loving my Laura Mercier highlighter, and just that subtle highlight, that lit from within glow, is really what's been making my heart flutter. And this one is a little bit more obvious, so I think that's my only criticism about it, but that's really not a criticism because this is a glowy highlighter, not a lit from within kind of highlighter. I love this lip gloss. I love this lip gloss. I'm gonna go a long time without eating just to keep this lip gloss on my lips. It is so comfortable and it tastes divine, and I love that shine. I want to pan this soon, like next year. Maybe I could put this in a project. That would be amazing, because I would love to work on this. Oh my gosh, I love it. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you guys are checking off items from your summer bucket list, and that you're getting stuff done and having fun while doing it. Don't forget to go check out Verity, Kim, and Amy and see how their dust collectors video turned out. I know Kim's already was posted, and I'm sure Amy and Verity will have theirs up soon. So don't forget to check them out. And thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Especially when it comes... What's up?
I'm hungry.
What are you hungry for?
Some little bite.
You had Cookie Crisp for breakfast. You can't have little bites now.
Okay.
How about some fruit? Eat a banana. I'm filming. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm sitting here filming a video. So why don't you go get a banana? Okay, go get a banana. Oh my gosh, you smell like the outside.